So what are the best tools and practices to help fundraisers be effective? I'm Chad Barger, and that's what we're talking about in this week's edition of the Productive Fundraising Weekly Journey. So those of you that know me well know I'm a productivity junkie. I love to read all the books, to nerd out on all the little ways to make yourself more effective, more productive in your daily practices. And I am adamant that that is one of the keys to being an effective fundraiser, just using your time and structuring everything perfectly. So I get asked all the time, what are your favorite tools to make that happen? So I'm gonna run down lightning speed today, 10 tools that I use pretty much every single day to help me be effective in my work. Number one is Evernote. Evernote's a digital filing cabinet. It lets me clip anything from the internet, get it all in one place. It saves all my scans. It lets me operate virtually paper-free. And the best part, everything's with me all the time. It shows up on my phone, it's on my computer. I always have every single document I ever need. Evernote. Number two, Pocket. Pocket's a great tool too. It's basically a read it later type of application. So as I'm on the internet, I find something I want to read. I don't take the time to read it then. I press one little button and it saves it to my Pocket. So Pocket is an app I can use on my phone or my computer, and all those little snippets of time, like I'm waiting for a donor appointment, I'm at the dentist, anytime I'm sitting there just waiting for something, I pull out my phone, go to my Pocket app, and I can read those articles. So when I'm doing social media, I can get through my social media lightning fast because I'm not taking the time to read that stuff. I'm saving it for later and using it at a more appropriate time. Number three, your database. Fundraisers need a CRM. They need a database that lets them record donation data and constituent contact data all in the same place so you can get a full picture of your relationship with your donors. If you're still living off Excel spreadsheets or paper lists or some put together Microsoft Access database from the late 90s, you need a CRM. There are very affordable options out there. There are free options. If you're a small shop, startup nonprofit, you need a CRM that can scale with you and let you do your best work and get your data out of your fundraising database. It's not just about getting it in, it's about getting it out. Number four, your task manager. You need a place to keep everything straight. So get a task manager. I love to use Todoist, that's mine, but there are countless to-do apps and various tools. Some people still like the paper planner. I don't care what you use, you just need to do something. Little slips of paper and Post-its everywhere, don't cut it. It needs to be all in one spot. Number five, manage your email. Find a system that works for you. I love SaneBox. SaneBox pre-sorts my email. It gets rid of the junk. It saves all the newsletters at one place so I can focus, and the only email that's going to come across my attention are truly urgent things. That saves me a ton of time with email. It makes it so I'm not living in my inbox and always getting interrupted by unimportant things. Number six, notebook of your choice. I love Moleskines. I'm a bit of a paper geek too. I got the strap, the nice paper, easy to write on. But always have a notebook with you. Always have something that you can take a note on. Something to go into a meetings that you like and are going to enjoy. That's really key. Number seven, nature. Nature is how I press my reset button. That's my stress relief. That's why I always try to film these in nature if I can. It gives some great lighting and a great backdrop, but even more importantly, it lets me press the mental reset button and gets that stress under control and just connects me, grounds me, revs me up for the next part of my day. Number eight, weekly review. Once a week, you need to step back, look at the big picture, and say, is everything I'm doing really pushing towards my goals? Am I spending too much time on something that doesn't really matter? What's coming up next week? How can I realign and adjust to make sure I'm on the right path to get that done? You need a set process that you go through every single week to make sure that is happening. So get a weekly review process. Number nine, you need that weekly review, but there are two parts of your day that you can really set that up for success on a daily basis. So have a morning and an evening routine. A lot of people have a morning routine. They get up, they might exercise, drink a glass of water, have some coffee, get themselves going. Most people kind of naturally do that. That evening routine is something, actually probably my most recently added productivity tactic, and I love it. It sets the next day up for success. It's just simple things like picking out your outfit for the next day, getting that coffee ready to go, just having it so you get in the morning and can get right into it and really, really get going and get some good energy with your day. Morning and evening routines. And number 10, The best fundraising productivity tip for a fundraiser? Having access to another fundraising professional, especially if you work in a small shop. You need someone you can bounce your ideas off of, somebody just to talk to. So, consider joining a group like Association of Fundraising Professionals or some place that's going to have a peer group, a mentoring group. If you don't have that easy access to somebody, you can just walk down the hall and say, hey, what do you think about this idea? Build some connections. Somebody can pick up the phone and just talk to. Get reinforced, talk on a bad day or a rough call. Just that peer support is essential. And somebody that gets you, understands what you're going through, does the same kind of work is truly essential. Ever since I left higher ed and been in small shops, that's been key to me, having that peer support group. So those are your top 10. This week's free resource. I'm not going to give you one. I'm going to send you over to the free resources section of my website. That's at productivefundraising.com/fundraising-resources. A little confusing, a little long, but productivefundraising.com/fundraising-resources. We'll put the link in the notes here. But at the top of that is all my free downloads. Help with it, get whatever you want there. There's great stuff. But I encourage you to scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then there will be links for all of these things, all these services. Many of them have free trials, demos, all that kind of stuff. So if anything struck your fancy today, you're going to get the link right there on how you can do that. And that's this week's instantly actionable quick tip. Try one of these out. One of these things that you don't currently do. Go to like Friday or end of the week, block off 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and just put, try whatever. Try Pocket, try Evernote, spend some time in nature, set up an evening routine. Do something to put one of these into action for you that you think can take your fundraising productivity to the next level. That's it, everybody. Thanks a lot. Have a fabulous end of the week. Take care. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of the Productive Fundraising Weekly Journey. You can download the free resources mentioned in this episode at productivefundraising.com/fundraising-resources. That's productivefundraising.com/fundraising-resources. Head on over and give this week's content a download and check out the other great resources we have there for you. Also, be sure to join the Productive Fundraising exclusive Facebook group, the Fundraising Fish Fry. We're proud to sponsor this group where fundraisers come together to talk about what's working and what isn't in fundraising, because there are so many fundraising fish to fry. Ha ha ha. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week. Happy fundraising.